Okay, y'all. I tell you I'm John Burgos and this is Beyond the Ordinary Show, but you probably already know that by now. But anyway, hi, this is John Burgos and welcome to Beyond the Ordinary Show for formality's sake, just to get that out of the way, because today's call is going to be anything but formal, I've been told, because we really want the purity of the transmission, the information that's going to be shared with you, to come through without filters, without interference, without etiquette that downplays the expansion that we're ready to receive. So get ready for a powerful call. Get ready to raise your hand with questions. Get ready to receive in a way that perhaps you haven't experienced before, if you haven't experienced Karen's work. I've had a couple of sessions with Karen and with He-rith, and it's a total game changer, blew my mind, and the softness and the sense of home that I felt in my heart were just out of this world extraordinary. So I hope that you take the time to sit back and receive today. Allow your mind to relax. And when it gets to Q&A time, then maybe prepare your mind for the question, but maybe don't quite just yet. Maybe allow that question to just sit in the background and just open to receive what's in your highest for right now, and trust that within yourself. Take a deep breath and just say yes and open. And I present to you this amazing gift through Karen Wecker and He-rith, excuse me, which is an interdimensional shaman and an elder and a healer and a messenger of indigenous wisdom. And He-rith speaks and sings in a loving and powerful light language. He facilitates vibrational shifts, healings, elevations in consciousness, and heart openings. And Karen uses her intuition to interrupt He-rith's messages, and He-rith uses Karen's voice to deliver energetic transmissions of wisdom, harmony, joy, and unconditional love. He-rith has been referred to by spiritual teachers as a master healer, and my clients as the laughing Buddha and the loving grandfather. God, I felt that loving grandfather so strongly. But more than that, a sense of home like I haven't before. He comes to assist Earth in her ascension and to assist humans in accessing the wisdom of their hearts, their true nature, and their power to create a new collective dream. So as I mentioned earlier, please sit back, relax. I believe we're about to enter ceremonial space. And with that, Karen, I want to welcome you to the show tonight. It's an honor and a pleasure and exciting for us to connect in this way finally. And I'm just elated as to what I'm feeling already. So again, thank you and welcome.
Thank you, John. Here?
Yes,
thank you, John. Are we on? Yeah, okay, great. Thank you, John, so much. I'm delighted to be here. He-rith is excited as can be to be here. I love your show and the knowledge and context I've made on it, and delighted to share this with you. Right before he comes in, I'm going to try, he's ready to go. So I'm going to try to give listeners who aren't familiar with He-rith a quick little download information, I should say. He speaks in light languages. There are many light languages. His particular one I haven't heard from anyone else. Those are an energetic transmission. Sometimes it's very powerful. So I'm going to suggest people listening or listening to the replay may not want to do this while they're driving, because I don't know exactly what's going to come through as far as shifts. A lot of times when people hear He-rith, I don't know if it's the light language, the sound healing happening, or the amount of love that can come through, it will make you cry. If you cry, please just cry. It's an energy release. It's things breaking open for a good reason. So don't tell yourself stories about it. Just let the tears fall. Also, I do a translation that is not word for word. He's giving me information claircognizantly or showing me visuals. So sometimes he's repeating one phrase over and over, but I will be interpreting it different. That's why basically his language coming through is an energy transmission. Knowing that, I want you to please know that though I am honored to bring this perspective and his perspective in, I want you to please check with your own heart if it resonates as true. Please look into yourself to know if this perspective works for me. Also, please know that because it's in a different language, and that's why I finally had to start translating it, your mind wants a little bit to hold on to. It gets kind of fearful if it doesn't know what's going on. So, but you we'll set that intention right now that your being, your higher self, will filter any energies so you take on only what is for your highest good. So with that.
And Karen, I want to interrupt. I can feel here of just like so big. And just a quick interruption and we'll get going because we'll have time to, but y'all, again, I mentioned sessions with Karen and with He-rith and how profound they are. The special offer is a session plus other transmissions recording lullabies that you're going to experience as part of today's ceremony. And just know that that's accessible. And if you want to book a session now to get in soon, you may want to book sooner rather than later. So go directly to the package, the link's in the chat box, but also be here with us now in this transmission, in this ceremony. And again, we'll get into more detail about that later on the call. And with that, Karen and He-rith, thank you. Thank you so much.
Oia tanaya kaya kaya toe soia. Amakote ya soia sono koetane ana katai. Yeso to kota na ya nai yako sono kota ya sono kota. Ame kota yana koa pakia tata. I come to you, amakoso no kietana, in love. E sono kata. Ipakote ya sono kota ya sono kota. Yesonokoa. In the kotana. Let us create a sacred space for this time together. Asabakotani and a kototan kuya pakayatana kayatanaya. Isunokotana yanokota. To help you be present, abokota sunaya tataya sunokota yasuna. Yasunokoya pakotana yanaka. I'm going to abakosunokota yasunakaya clear. Amokotana the circle now. Ayasunokota taya. Of energies, amakosunokoya tanakia suna thoughts, amakota that don't belong here. Amakosanayana. Kapakosuno. So you can completely be abakiatunokota present, ayasuna kietanakata, and relax. Yasunoko. Apakatunani, Anakatsanakata. Ita to kosanakaya, Tanokoa, Paki, Nakasanaka. Amakusunoko, I think Abakusuno, you have noticed, Ayasnokota Yasonakata, your world is changing. Amakota Yasonoko Boko Yasana. Abakusuni, Anakotani, Anakata. Isunokoa, there is great noise right now. Amakotani in the collective Amakosono human consciousness. Ayasunokoyatana. Amakotaya sonokaya. Your apokutias and yanakata practices that you have, akosunokia, need to adapt. Ayasanakata toatana to apokosonia, the energies amakosoniana of your universe changing, amakotaya of your earth changing, asunokoa pakayasonakayatana. To your collective changing, akasukomakia, collective consciousness, amakosonokoa, which many of you, are ready, amakotata, to break free from. Apakosanakaya. Amakotaya, to modify it and make anew. Asanyana kata. Omakosanyana. Amakotayana. I am not amakotaya asking people to work harder apakosana at their practices. Isanokoi, I'm asking them amakatataya to focus. Amakota to intensify, amakosana or modify. Aikiyatanokoa. There are beautiful practices ayasunokoya that amakotiyo asunokoyatana that many of you engage in. Ayasunokotaya. Ask yourself, amakotaya, are they still working? Amakotaya. Am I still able to clear amakotayana and be amakasanyana kosunokoa in alignment abakosunokoa with my truth? Amakasanyana kayatonokoa. Or am I feeling heavy? Asamakotaya. Ipokotaniana kesiniana. Apokotaya sunukoya tana yadakatana. Amakasana. Many of you have felt for the last year apokosunukota like somebody threw a wet blanket over you. Yesonokapakotanayamaka. Apakasanyana. Where is my joy? Amokotaya. Why do I feel so bad? Apakataya sana. You have been cut off from your own amakosunuwa tatana. Light, amakota, and your ability to ground, apakosunokia. Asanokotaya sana. With the strength of the warrior, apakosuno of love for yourself, amakotanayanaka. Yesunopa, be strong. Amakotaya. No. Amakosniana yatata. Amakasunokaya pakiatanakata. If amokota, a thought comes in, yasunokaya sonokoa pakoa. Inakataya, amakosana, many teachers teach, amakai. Is my thought? Ayasuno. Is this my emotion? Amakopakia. Amakasana, if not, amakotaya. Oka pakasunoka, epakata. Throw it away. Asanakaya. If apakosuno, the answer apakosuno is yes. Apakosunokia. Time for me to be present. Amakotaya in this moment. Apoku tata. And look, apakosunakaya. Amakotaniana katanakoa. Many amakosunakaya. Apakusuna, this amakota pastime. Ayasunakaya. Apakotayasana. Have amakotayasana, thoughts of amakotayasunokoa, ending their amakota physical life. Amakotaniana kata. That is in the collective, ayasunokoa, based in fear, amakosana. Apakotaya. If amakotaya, you have experienced that, amakopakaya, amakotaya, and you think it is your own, amakopayata. Then with love, amakota, expand, esunokoa. What part of me has this thought? Amakoya nana kaya. What part of me is ready to die? Amakotaya. It does not mean your life is to end. Amokotaya. It means apokutana, what does not serve you, apokuyatana kaya, or will not serve you going forward, amakota, yanakata, is ready to end. Amakosanyanaka. Pokosonokoya. Do you feel that? Oh, pokosono. Some of you are very sad. Apokosonokoya, pokutoya, because you've been pushing that away. Amokopakaya. Those thoughts came up and apokosonyana, they're very amamakasana, disturbing. Apokosono. Instead, amokota, today, amokotaya. Let's bring up amokoya. I will hold space for you. Apokosona. Bring forward any of those thoughts. Imokotaya. First, amakotaya. I ask you, ayasunokota, we do a short practice, amakotaya, to expand your space. Amakotaya. Amokosoto. Before we look, amokota, always tap in etonokota into a space where you can be abisunokota, the observer. Amianokotaya. Amokosona kayatana. I wish for you now. I usually go to the heart first. To the center of your heart. We are looking for a light. In the center of your heart, journey with me. We look for a light, amakosana, in your center of your being, amakota, in the center of your heart field, ayasunokotaya. Some of you will see it as a crystal. That's a good image. A pure crystal in the center of your heart. We ask that light to grow. We observe it. Growing through your field, through your body, through your mental field, clearing. Down through your feet. Clearing all. That is not yours. Imagine a single ray of sunlight coming and lighting up that light within you even greater. Shine. Shine. Feel that light, that you are, with no noise. If you need help, to get there, ask your earth son, help me clear my field. Ask the earth, tap in, let me feel myself. Do not be afraid of your own light. It is actually what you seek. Relax into it. My apologies. Now, we can look at the sad things because they are very small now compared to your light. It's much easier. When we're inside them, they look very big. But when we are big, and we look at a thought, or an emotion, we see that it's just an energy, spinning, and even if it's heavy, or sad, we can see it's a beautiful energy. We have named it fear, or bad, it's just an energy. Maybe it's time to change it. Maybe it's time to listen to it. I have this thought. Part of me wants to die. Let's hold space for that. Can we thank it? Can we be compassionate? There is part of me that wishes to leave. Maybe it's been too hard. Does not need everything. This little part. Let us love it now. Many of you have much grief. If that amaka thought I refer to, suicidal thought, amakuta does not. Imakuta apply to you? Is there any grief you can bring up right now? Amakoyatana. Abakosana, don't become it. Abakitoatayasana, in this big field of light. Amokotaya. Ayasaya. Let us look at this, Amokota, with great love and compassion. Amokoyatana. Let us see what happens, Amokoteya, when we are present with anything heavy within us, Apokonianaka, and we love it for what it is. Asanaya, Opokayanayanaya. Asamokoya. When we are present, Amokotana, and we give this heavy thing, Amokota, that's been told it is bad, Amokosono, only presence and love. Apokosonakaya. Watch it unwind. Omokoyatana. Isanakaya. Watch it, Amokoya. Be free, Amokotesinyana katatata. To return Amakoya no Kuatana to the sweet energy Amakoya it is, Apiotoa, back Apokutania into source energy. Amakosunokoya, Isunokoa, Amokotana, Amakota, Naya. Ay son ay amoya. Asamakoya. Amakota, bring ye your grief. Amakota is on the now. Amakota, your sadness. Amakota, that you've been holding on. Amakosamiana. I am a light worker. Amakota na. I should not feel this. Feel it. Bring it forward. Asamiana. Let me love it for you. Amakotana. Apakasono kuyatana. Amakoyatayasana. Gift me, Amokotaya, with your grief, Amokotsono. Gift me, Amokotaya, with your heaviness now, Apokosono. Let's transmute it, Amokopaya. Asamakia, let us turn it into something beautiful. Asanaya, Otoya. Onaya, asanaya, naya, upaya, asanaya, utaya, naya, upokosumotaya. I see your sadness, omokoyatana. Let us replace it, amokotaya, with beauty, amokotayana, and light, amokotaya sanokwa. Asanaya, upayana naya, opokasanayana kataya, amokoya, yasanokoa. Yasanokoa, it's okay to cry, amokotaya. It's okay to laugh, amokopakaya. Asanayana kaya potora. Aposonokoya sanakaya. Asoya hiya, ona hiya, osanaya. Amakota niamaka. Asomokota yasonokota. Yetanakaya. I give you amakosona apakosono slightly different perspective. Amakotia. Apakosono kiyatana you hear all the time. Apakosona, raise your vibration. Apakosono, raise your vibration. Asamakota, inakotaya sona. Sometimes amakotaya ayatsunoko that causes more separation. Isanokoyatana, I have sadness. Amakoyatai, I'm not raising my vibration. Amakotaya. Asamakotaya nakaya. The goal, amakosanianokoa, is to purify your vibration. Asanokoa, think of it that way. Amakotaya, isanokoa, more of my presence here. Amakosana, more of my presence here. Apakosono, allows me to see what is not mine, amokuatanayanaka, and clear my field. Asaniyanakata pakua. Inakasanokuatayasana kiatana. Think of amokosono itono kotayasana kia totoa. It is apakua. There is a constriction here. Amokosana. That may be a pain in my body. Amokotina kayasana. It may be a repetitive thought. Amokosonoko. A repetitive emotion. Ayasni katayasana. Apokosane. That's what we want to. Apokosono. Relax and see. Amokotayana. Apakota. The goal is to become ayasonokotata. More apokua, true to yourself. Esonakayatana. Makatayasonokotayasana. Imikuatanayanaka. True to your own vibration. Apokosono. And when you do that, apokosono, apokota, surprise, amakoa. Asanokoya, you will start feeling amokoasana, more joy, apokosono, and more love, apokosono, because that is more true, amakoniana datakosono, to who you are. Asaniana katana yeta. Amokosana, and you are big enough, amokosaniana, to be present, wapakutia, whatever this lifetime brings you. Amakasaniana kata. Makataya. Ayasani ay apakotaya tata yasonoko. Apakosania tata yasonoko. He's saying, John, you can ask questions now.
Oh, it's so wonderful just receiving the transmission. And I love the purification rather than the higher vibration, rather than this attainment, the purifying and the ease of that. So beautiful what's coming through. Again, y'all, we're going to get into Q&A here in a little bit, and through the special offer, which includes a private session with He-rith and Karen. I did want to ask you here, a lot of what's been coming through also as we get into this process of purification, so many of us, myself included, or I'll speak from my personal experience, it's felt like there's been a glass ceiling, like bumping up against something that wanted to move, and stagnancy in that. And it almost felt like we were waiting for a collective energy to catch up while we're purifying ourselves simultaneously. But there was also what seemed to be, and for lack of better words, and I know you'll bring beautiful clarification into this, a distortion that perhaps didn't want us, or that we had the perception that was holding us back into patterns that we had become so comfortable with, that were embedded with power, control, manipulation, or even safety mechanisms that we're ready to evolve from.
Apakasuna kotea sono kiatana keatata, ino ko pakaya. Otsiniana kataya, sono kotanaya kia. What I've seen, amakosono koya, amakoteana katana. Iasono, you talk of victim, perpetrator, apakosono consciousness, amakotaya, and evolving, amakosono out of that. Iasono kiatana kata. Partially, there's been a lot of energies amakota coming in now. Amakota, not all want abakusonokoa, the human animal, to evolve. That's why I'm calling you abakosono time ayasonokoa to be very amakaya tanakaya. Yes, amakota. Yes, for me, amakotia. You will not stop me. Amakotia. There are many here to help you. So call us in. What is this barrier? Remove it from me. I intend to shine. I intend to shine in this world now. That takes courage. Because the identity the patterns of our lives as humans are very entwined with being a victim. So much so that we become our own perpetrator. An event happens, but I replay it and replay it and replay it. Amakosana, unconscious, amakoa mostly, amakasana. Amakopakia tanaka. One thing I siniana kotane I recommend right now is amakusuno itaka, different ways, amakota. There are many amakusuno nantakisinaka techniques, iasunokwa, amakoteana kate, even technologies now, amakusunokwa, to help amakutianata, to take care of the human animal nervous system. Iasunokota, abakusunu kietana. If you have a practice, that you use, look for ones that you feel bring you into a sense of safety. So pakusuno. So on one side, you're treating the nervous system. Amakusana, if you are amakua at all empathic, amakusana, you start picking up amakusiti sanakata on the trauma of others. Amakusa, that does not serve you. Amakusana, it does not serve them either. Abakutaya. Amakusanyanakasa. Amakuta, you have amakia sanyanakota, contemplative practices. Amakusa, all for easing the mind. Amakusanayanakia tanakota. And the distortions that live there, apakusuniana, apakusunokota, yenukupa kietana. Yesunokota, teyesuno, amukwotaya, amakietanakoa, amukusanagehda, the practices of coming into presence, eyesunokoa, apakusuno, apakotaya, ayetona, amukota. You can look around in the moment, amakotaya. When you feel fear, amakusaniana kietono, and at least on a conscious level, I am safe. Amakusaniana, amakotaya. In the moment, I am safe. Amakusaniana, amakota, amakusaniana. As we come into the moment, amakumiana, amakasana, amakotaya, amakayasana. This sweet mind, amakotaya sanokua, that is just trying to keep you surviving, amakota, gets to relax, amakotaya. Asunokua, call to your heart field, amakotaya sana. Amakoya suna, again, amakotaya. Asanayana, I am safe, amakotaya. Yetaya sunokua. Omakoya sona kietana. Amakota nayanata. Isunokota. Seek out things. Amakotaya. Impokosunokua yatsunokua. Vikasuniyanakatetaya. Binaural beats. Amakota, sound healing. Amakosana for the nervous system. Isunokua, other practices. Isunokota yasuna, physical practices. Apokosunokua yatata. Ikatana, even in the practices that you may do already. Apokosunokia. Maybe I do yoga. Apokosunokia. Is there apokosono, something for the vagus nerve? Ietonokota. Yasono. Apokota niana. So that you start relaxing the nervous system, amokotaya, topakasuno, to drop more and more amokotaya into the heart space. Iakosuna, amokoyatana. I promise you, there is a beautiful, wonderful world in there. Amokopayata, amokotaya, and it allows you amokusunyana, more connection, iatonokotaya, to your true apokoa being. Amasunokua, apasunokia. Other traditions may call it big soul. Amakoteya, to your big soul. Apakoa. Esunokota. Kateya. Asunokua panayana. Omakoteya, sonakietana. Apakasuna. Good. Aisunokua. Some of you are relaxing. Ayasuotana. Iatata. Ayakoa tanayana. I'm not sure I answered your question.
You did very well. And again, I got into the concept of distortion energy, and you got into the victim perpetrator and how that plays out. But again, how we can call it into ourselves. So it's wonderful.
When I work with people, Amokusinita. Sometimes there's a big healing. Amokusuniana. Amazuno. Constructs fall away. Asanokoa. Epokosana. New assemblage point. Apokosunianaka. Within a few minutes. Amokotonikata. Papakitsuna. They grab it back. Ikototosanayana. It takes courage. Amokotaya. It takes courage to say, Apokotiana, I'm going to see the world a different way. Apokosuna. It takes apokosuno, courage to heal amokota and drop away apokosuno the way you have been seeing your world. Amokosuno, simply because ayasanayana katatana, you don't know what it will look like. Asamakoyata. I promise you, apokosuno, pokoyasana, by dropping that away, apokosuno koa, you will see more beauty in your world. Amokoteyasanayana. You will see more light. Amokotaya. You will experience more joy. Amokotaya. You will experience more of your true self. Ayasonokoatata. That's really what you're looking for. Apokosuna. Asamokota niyanakata. Amokotaya sanayana. Ayasoya. Apokotoya sanakataya. Amokota, please be brave. Amokotaya. Please, amokota, be willing. Amokosimianakata. To be different, amokotana, than you thought you were. Amokosotoa. Asinianaka. Different, amokototoa, than you were taught you were. Amokosonoya. Asinianako. Yesanokota. Amokota yasanika. Apokotanianakaya. Sonokota.
So if I want to ask you, you mentioned about really changing our practices, or perhaps again evolving our practice and purifying it. What are some other things that you can suggest that we do? Again, many of us may do meditations, clearings, ceremonial type of work. Again, the different practices that have been taught to us that maybe come from ancient lineages, or maybe practices that have been channeled in even over the last recent years, but it all feels like it's all wanting to expand as well. What are some practices that you would suggest for everybody listening now and on the replay?
Like you said, ancient practices, but we are in change. Always, asana katata. Right now, you can access hundreds of teachers, so much information, and lots of shoulds. You should do this. You should do this practice. Am I doing a practice? Because someone told me I should. Does it work for me? Does sitting meditation work for me right now? Is it clearing my field? Is it relaxing my mind? Or is it building more anxiety? Is it getting me in more connection? It has to be a personal resonance in a practice. I ask that you doesn't have to be hard but focused. When you find something that works, you can do it many times a day. I breathe, and clear my field. Every time I stand up. I clear my field. Every time I sit down. Find something. Set the intention. If my practice is not working for me, bring me the teacher with a practice that works. For me, I would recommend Aisanaka. Apakotayasana. Get your bare feet on the ground. Apokosuno every day. Asanokaya. Amakotaya. Okusuno. See yourself living on a huge magnet. Amakotayatana. Let her support you. Amakotaya sono. She loves you so. Amakota. Apokosuno. Asanokoa. You are co-creators Amokosono of this life. Amokosonayana. Apokosonayana. Yitadano. Isonokotanayana. Isonokoyasana. Yitana. Asamokotanayana katayasono. Amakosono. Ayasono koyapakayatana. We do a short journey now, Amakotaya, because I feel Amakosana. This is Ayasonoku Pakea individual for each Amakosania. Apakoyatana Kaya Pakoa, but you all Ayasanokoa can access power animals. Asamiyanokotaya Sono. Amakotaya. Some of your power animals Apakoa are little magical beings. Ayasanokotanya Tokotaya Pakasunokia. We go right now. In a journey. Let's go to the heart. And we welcome in a power animal that shows us what we will need Amakota to better clear our fields during this time. Amakosana to better ground. So let us go on a journey. Amokoyatanayanakata. Let us go to a clearing. A beautiful clearing in your heart you find. You are safe here. And we ask power animal come. It can be a new one. One you have not met before. Come, show me give me guidance. If I need to change my practice, if what I can do to intensify my practice so that it meets the energies in our world now. Don't judge what comes. Amakota. It has a lesson for you. Amokotaya sana. It shows you. Amakopaya tanayanakoa. What will be assist you now? Amakotaya. Now, amokua, maybe in a few months, it's a different. Apakotaya. Ayasonokoa. Yatanaya. Opaya. Asanaya konayana yanakotaya. What does it have to show you? Amokopaya. Yesunokota yanakata. Apakotaya. Apakataya. Sunukota. Yetonokota yasuniyanaka. Apokota nayana. Yetana. Yapakosuno. You have so much power inside of you. Amakotaya. To pull in guides, Amokota Niyanakaya, to help you. Asiniyanakota, Ipokota Niyanakata, Elkotana. Isamakotaya, Hietana, Yentata Kosonaya. Apokosonokoa, Tanianakoa. I feel so much love for you. It is not necessarily fun to be in a physical body.
Mm.
Hmm.
With your permission, I would love to give access to the special offer. So those who want to work one-on-one with you and go into the transmissions offered before they have to get off the call if it's getting too late for them, are aware of what's available. And then I'd love to open up to Q&A, which I know is going to expand even more. So would this be a good time for us to do that?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Wonderful. So April, if you would, please type the link in for the special offer in the chat box. And it should pop in there if it's not in there already. That'll come in. And for those of y'all who want to ask your question, raise your hand and I'm going to start promoting you to panelists. As I do, become acquainted of where your unmute button is so that we don't have to fumble around through that a little bit, so we can be really smooth in the transition of energy. So again, we're going to get into Q&A here in a second. And as you click on the special offer button or type into your web browser, beyondtheordinaryshow.com, let me see how April typed this up to make sure I have it right. Yeah, beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Karen25 will take you to the special offer page, and follow along as Karen describes what you're going to receive in the readings and the transmission and these lullabies that are included, albums and live classes as well. So I have to tell y'all, this is an extremely generous offer, extremely generous for what's being provided here. And I also really have to share with you from the truth of my heart that on the show, I'm really dedicated to bring to you those relationships and transmissions and sharings and teachings that I receive as a student that I know work for me and that expand me in ways that I just never could have expected. So from my heart to yours, this is the purity of that. And I highly recommend this work. At the very least, come back and listen to this replay. And of course, the replay link will go out later. But if you have the opportunity, I cannot recommend this enough. But follow your heart, follow your knowing, connect to your spirit, and follow along, because even in the explanation of what's being offered through going deeper with Karen and He-rith, that there's more heart expansion, more awareness, more of the pristine prism energy showing up for you. So Karen or He-rith, I'm not sure who's leading this.
I'll try this.
Guys,
Karen, I didn't say that. Sometimes when he's talking, he'll go this one. He means Karen, the human experience. So, but yes, the sessions are all very unique. The more I learn about shamanism, the more I see the different methods that he uses are tied into the shamanic practices that we have used for centuries. So, or beyond here. So there's often soul retrievals, a lot of it. Like I said, it's very unique. I never know where he's going to go. Mostly what I see in those personal sessions is there's great clearings and that people end up lighter. It's visible for me at the end that they are lighter in their being. The lullabies were something he sings during the sessions often, and my clients, his clients have called them lullabies and have been asking for those recordings for a while. So it felt like it was time to do it. Those are just a cappella, me channeling them. So that's just a set of songs that came through for this album, for this particular show. The shamanic journeys were based on group calls. So there's 4 journeys there. One is a practice that hopefully near the end we can get to, called the Magic Bowl. If not, it's on the album and people can listen to that one. And that one's definitely using a practice to influence your quantum field. So you create your life from that. So it's just influence to that. And let's see what else. The group calls. We have on the special deal, we have 4 group calls. So they're the 2nd Thursday of the month and the 4th Sunday coming up. I didn't know exactly why those dates, and then I realized they actually align very closely to the new moon and the full moons. So those are usually a half an hour or 40 minutes long. Usually he talks a little like he did tonight, does a little journey, and and sends out a lot of love. And I will say the most powerful things he does, I realize, are probably the most powerful tools in shamanism, which is the one is transfiguration. He sees you as your light being. So he shows you what you are in your wholeness. And that is just so powerful for people to have that recognized. So, okay. hope that helps.
It helps tremendously. And I want to go through it with everybody also, again, based on the experiences that I had with the work. So again, the transmissions and what gets received through the private session, it is such a feeling of home and relaxation within yourself, but being supported in a way that, okay, we understand we're in human form, but somehow I believe that part of our suffering is that we know that the mission isn't just an earthly mission and what we're here to do, but there's an expansion in other places as we live in multi-universes, but not knowing quite how to have a relationship with that because it seems so foreign to this human mind. And so the connection to that part of home in the translation and knowing that you're held in that and the power that comes to being in community and tribe in that way, when you feel it so viscerally, invokes another layer of confidence and power taking ability that makes sense of what doesn't make sense here in human form. So it bridges the world and lets you breathe into, it's like, oh, I knew there was something more than this crazy confusion thing called Earth, but also how wonderful and beautiful this crazy thing called Earth is. One can't come without the other. And let us express and love and create through this visceral experience, knowing that the implications of our joy and our love are far reaching into a grander purpose that you're tied into, but you just don't quite know how to translate because it's so much bigger than our minds have been taught to receive. So the sessions, the voice of light package, the transmission, the lullabies, the sense of home, the empowerment, the community, the access is something that if you remember to ask, as you remember to ask, will continue being there for you and will continue to grow. And that remembrance will help you get through any of the wobbles of confusion that you may experience here, knowing that your love has a purpose for you here, but that the implications are just, you realize your sole purpose on a grander scale. And it's more than, am I getting my cup of coffee today? Or did I pay the rent? It's, what am I doing to love myself and love others and simultaneously? And how am I showing up in the essence of my soul that tells me that the truth of what I'm here to do with that? So again, the sessions are amazing. That by itself is worth the package price. But the 4 live calls, the lullabies, the transmission, everything that has been included in here from Karen, again, it's extremely generous. Karen, you valued this at $250. You're crazy, but okay. It's $147 with a 2 payment option. I think the session alone is $250. I don't know. But again, what I receive from it is exponentially far more than that. And so without continuing to try to already convince you of what you're probably already convinced of, I just wanted to share from the truth of my heart for you to receive in case you're on the fence, so that maybe this expansionary journey can serve you in the way that it served me. Karen,
Hey, John, in my human body, I need to run to the restroom and I'll be right back. So keep going. You're doing great.
So Karen's going to be right back. But again, I've promoted some of y'all to panelists. And so we're going to get into the Q&A in a second. And to prep you for the questions as you ask, I know there's more transmissions that come through, and relax into the lullaby. See if you can really open your heart to be even in that infant state. I'm just like, somebody's holding me, someone's singing me that song, that feeling of home. Or even think of yourself surrounded in the tribe, sitting in that campfire around other elders, and you're taking your place as well. And allow yourself to ask the question from the elder place that knows, that wants its next step, but to receive in the innocence of the purity of the one that wants to be in the rhythm of the heartbeat of that of which may have forgotten or perhaps never received in this earthly plane. But regardless, you have access to now. So as you ask your questions, that's what I encourage you to be in. And again, as we get into the Q&A, again, the special offer, the link is in the chat box. I already gave you the URL. You know how to find that. It's $147 for all of this. There's a 2 payment option. 30-day money back guarantee if the recordings don't resonate for you. After the reading's done, Karen has put so much energy into this, and for that price, it's like, once the reading's done, you receive the transmission. To be honest with you, once the recordings are listened to, the transmission's done. But again, we want to honor the curiosity and the not necessarily knowing. So it's, again, I just know what you're going to receive from this, but again, take advantage. 30-day money back guarantee. And the link's in the chat box. And with that, I want to go ahead and jump into our Q&A. And with that, first caller I want to take is Anne Sanchez. Welcome to the call.
Oh, hi, good evening. Thank you so much for having me. Oh. I was really loving, Karen, your singing and your voice. It just got me started singing right along with you. It was really beautiful. Yeah.
So what is your question for Karen or for here?
I can't hear her. I can't hear her very well. I don't know why, but my question. Thank you. I right now I've been experiencing lots of changes and working a lot through some new shamanic techniques and hypnotherapy and music, and really just delving into everything in this beautiful, really exciting way. But recently I kind of stopped in this place where it feels like I've entered into this cave, and it's a little bit darker and slower, and I'm not sure if, anyway, it just feels like this big lull, and I'm having a hard time kind of putting out my website and starting this kind of this dream in this way, and I was just looking for guidance with that in this space where I am now. If you feel anything.
Apakatoya tanakaya sono kota ya sono ko payatana. O sono kotana, you love these techniques. Amakotaniana ki sono kotata. They bring you joy. Asamakota tataya sono ko. Itaya sono kota ya sono kayatana. Yesono ko. Yakosonaka. The ones that don't give you joy, apakosona, throw away. Ayasono kotayasa. Amakatana. Yesono ko. Use your voice. Amakotata. Whenever apakota, you love to sing. Ayasono kota nianakata. Yesono ko. Use your voice. Amakote yasine kata. Yesono ko pake. Ayasono kai. I break down this cave. I drill a hole in the wall. It's okay to be gentle and strong. Look at your heart. So pure and sweet. You will do no harm by bringing in your power. You will do no harm from being who you are. Look, look, look who you are. Amakosanayada. Apokotayasana. Yapokosanayana kiyatanakaya. Sokotanayana. Amakotayasana kiyatana. Epakosana, sometimes amakotai, even though amakosanakaya. Amakosana. Sometimes it's not time. Amokotaya. Atataya. Other times, amakotayasanakia. It's tam abokosana. Even though it's difficult, I will take a step in this direction. Apakosono. If it doesn't happen, amakotaneyana, I will look to see if there's a different direction. Amokota, take a step on it. Amakotayasana. Ipakosono, if there is a big amakotayata rock, amakoso in your path, ayasonokoa, yanakanayana katata, you don't need to climb over it. Amakosona. See if you can walk around it. Amakosona. Ask for it to be easier. Amakotaya. Apakotaya sonokotaya sonokua. Just do it. Abakasonokoya takosotokuya tayasana. Yapakasono, look at you. Amakataya. Akasono, find what gives you joy. Amakotaya, and let that be your motivation. Asamakata. Imakosana. Imakota. Even through the things amakasanakia that you have to do. Apakosona in the physical world. Ayasono to get there. Amakaya. Apakosono. Sing. Sing more. Amakopaya. Amakia.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Anne, can you feel that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Here, thank you so much. And
Thank
then
you.
I see you singing your way past any obstacle in your way. Just the vibration of the love tone that you put out, no matter what you're singing or even the way you speak as a song. And in that, with the intention of your love, it just removes obstacles in your way. But remember to do it from your heart. Don't do it from the mind. It'll wobble it, and you're not sure why it won't move. But when you sing it from your heart, nothing can stand in your way. That's
Thank you so much.
Asamakotaya sana. Make sure it's not about others. Amakota, do it from your joy that you found. Asanoko, do it from your joy.
Blessings, Anne. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God, so good. I love this. All right, let's go to our next caller. How about we got Patricia? Let's go to you. Hi.
Hello, Karen. Thank you so much for your wisdom and your wonderful energy. I'm just so grateful to share with everyone here.
I'll say, Karen's the human voice, but his name is He-rith. We're partners, yeah.
I feel, is there a message for me each day? I feel like I'm going through a different process of integrating new codes into my being.
If it ever feels like too much, you can titrate. I can't even say that. Titrate. If it's too much, what's coming in? Ask your own being. Please, slow down. The message for you, is you're doing great. You can trust yourself. You can trust your life. You do not need to take you do not have to take in everything that comes your way.
Okay.
You can be selective. This is enough for today. Yes, I hear you. No room in the house. You can be selective.
Okay. Thank you so much, Karen.
Patricia, thank you so much. Okay, let's go. We have a question that came in through the Q&A, and I'm going to get some of y'all on video also in a second. So, and I love your sacred geometry in the back, by the way. So cool. Okay, so this question came from Jesse. Jesse, thanks for writing in. So Jesse writes, in intense spiral healing forever with many practices and 45-year-long practitioner, some sense of no to myself, opening to light and heart, heavy-handed self-judgment, so tired of hearing about past lives that are root issue. Do they matter with how you work? What's possible? So tired seeking another something. Thank you for your communications. They feel very genuine.
This one, meaning Karen, knows how, we have a seeker, type. But if you seek and never find, there's no fulfillment. You have gathered a huge tool chest. You may not need so many tools. Yopokotana. Be gentle with yourself. Ayasanokwa. You have amakonyanakataya done amakota, what you've needed to do. Asanyanakata. Yisunokoa. Abakosanaya. So amayotoya. Amakotaya. For you, it is time. Amakatana to stop seeking. Amakotaya and find.
Mm.
Asanokotaya. Sanokotana. Yapokosana. Look around you. Amakosaniana. Etokoa. Abasona. Yukapaka. Go in your heart. Amakotayana. Abakasana. Apokosana. What is one simple practice samayanokota that I will do each day? Amakosaniana, that is kind to me. Amakopa. Ietanayanakata. Apokosuna. Amakota. In this moment, all. Isnokoa. Asanaka, the second tool. Apokoa. Kakotuno, that Karen didn't mention. Ietotasanayanakata. Amakotayana kiyatanoko pakiyatana is entrainment. Isunokaya. Sopokosono, feel my love for you right now. Apokoa, everyone. Apokosanyana, entrain to that love. Amokotanyana, asanyana kata, that loves all of you. Ayesodayana kotaya, amokota, and in that love, ayesono kuatata, let the pattern of self-judgment, amokosonokoa, dissolve, amokopakia, because I see you. Others see you. And we see that you've never done anything wrong.
Oh my goodness, so wonderful. Thank you for that question and that transmission. So wonderful. He-rith or Karen, whoever's answering this, and we'll get into more Q&A here in a second. There's this beautiful advice and holding of love, and that solid foundation of we're held and awareness that comes through as these transmissions happen. But I also know that there's a transmission and an energetic attunement that's occurring as your voice encourages, as your voice loves, as it brings in the wisdom. Can you explain a little bit what's happening on those multi-levels as your words and songs come through?
In a session, like I said, I translate, it's not word for word. And sometimes I don't even know if what I'm saying is really correct. He'll correct me if I say something wrong. It's the energy of his is what it is that informational energy exchange. And it's coming from a different place. Please know, if you feel my love coming through, especially when he's singing, to me, that's direct energy transmission. Yeah. So in the sessions, yeah, that energy is just a direct energy. And yes, he'll do this in sessions too, where he'll bring in, because I have studied so many different teachers, right? Tools, and he'll remind me, tell them what this person said. Right now, he's going, it's somebody who's been on your show, John. If you feel his love, I'm going to quote Christine Laria or paraphrase. We so often in the New Age say, oh, if I feel hate or I see hate, it's inside of me. We forget, if we feel love, it's inside of you. The reason you can feel his love or any other being that is sending unconditional love for you is because it already resides inside of you. If it weren't there, you wouldn't feel it. Take great comfort in that. If it weren't part of you, you wouldn't feel this love. I will also say in the sessions, John, if people are wondering, a half hour, He can get a lot done in a half hour.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can tell you when I received my sessions, it was at a time when I was feeling that stagnancy and feeling very 3D. For y'all that can relate to that term in 3D. So this aspect of being human and trying to fit in and things not making sense, or my words not being translated in the way that I'd hoped because it's not landing. It's like I'm speaking Japanese to a South American. It's like, what's happening here? And so the trying to fit the square peg in the round hole. And it's just the reminder and the patience and the grace, but the remembering who I am and how I'm held with who I am in the process as well was just, it was so relieving to my heart and empowering, and boosted a confidence and reminded me, oh yes, this morning it will be revealed and I am it, and I'm being reminded also that I am it. So again, so much that was coming through on that, and that's one aspect that I receive among so many, but I wanted to express that aspect of it because I know so many of y'all can relate to it. Karen, I want to go into another caller here if I want to go into another caller. Oh, and again, the special offer link for the session, the 4 live calls, the lullabies, the songs, the album, it's in the chat box. April will type it in again to make it easy to find. Yeah, and take advantage of it. So let's go to our next live caller. Courtney, let's go to you. Welcome to the show again.
Hi. I just wanted to say that you are very familiar to me, and like so much so that my mind was trying to play tricks to not have me be present, but I am so glad you're here, and I just wanted to say thank you for being here.
Apokotea sono kotea sono koea tanayana kia tana koa tanayana kia tanoia kia tanaka sono koa tana. Yes, amakotea sonaya. Io kotea. Eka sono koa. Feel me hold you. Apoko sono ayasono koa as your loving grandfather. Asamiya no koa tana. Yes, you know me. Amoko pakaya sonakaya. Asano koa. Yes, I know you. Amokotaya. Yes, I've seen it all. Apokotaya asana. Iekotai. I hold you. Asano koa. You are safe. Ietono kotaya. Ah, makasaniya no kotaya sonakiyata. Let it in. Amokotaya. It is okay. Apokototaya, to be loved. It is safe. Asaya. Opokosono koyatanaya. Tana kosataya. Amokwata. Amokosona. I am with you. Asanakoa. Isunokoa. You can call on me. Amoko pakaya. Amokosono. Amakasania. It's okay. Amokotaya. You're going to be okay. Asania kota. Amokosonia kotana. Ietotoko asana. Iepokosonia tatanianaka, which I remind Amokotaya on every group call. Isunokoeta. I remind all of you. Isitokatanianaka yasonaka. You are never alone. Amokoya sanianaka yatanakata. And you are always loved. Asamiyanaka. Apokuatietana. You are never alone. Asiniyanakata. Apokuata. Apokuataya.
I love you too.
I told you that love was inside you. Apokotaya sonoko.
Yeah.
There, from Karen, there are people, as soon as they hear his language go, I know that language. I've remember doing a session in person with my eyes closed, and I opened up and the woman had her hands near my face because my face will actually change shapes and my eyes will change with him coming through. And she goes, I know this face. So yes, so there will be people who relate on that level. So.
Courtney, I had a similar experience, and I cried also during my session, and it was wonderful. And And I just want to tell you, welcome home.
Oh, thank you.
Apokotaya.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for falling in love.
Thank
So
you.
beautiful. Thank you for allowing us to receive you in this way also. It's a gift to all of us. So beautiful. Mm, so beautiful.
Apokosonokotaya, sonokotaya, sono. Drink lots of water, Courtney. Amakosonoko, amakotaya. Of course, it has a side effect, right? But amakotaya. That's so cool.
Sweet dreams, Courtney. Thank you. Amazing. All right, y'all. You know where to find the special offer. The replays coming out a little bit later. Here, if you mentioned wanting to go into a process. And so I'd love if we could, if it's still resonant, let's do that. Or if not, we can continue with callers. You tell me.
The practice is actually one of the recordings. So let's keep going with callers. If we run out of time, give us a couple minutes, John. And anybody callers with questions remaining, he's going to do a quick blessing on, and then he'll bless the whole group.
Cool. So we'll probably have time for a couple more callers, and then we'll get into the blessings. So that's wonderful. Oh God, Susan. I'm sorry, Sue, singing Soupy. With a name like that, how can I not call on you? Oh my God.
Thank you, John. You're such a lovely host. And greetings, Karen, and greetings, He-rith. I love you. I love my life. I especially love it now. But I'm so exhausted. I'm so exhausted. I feel so heavy, literally, figuratively heavy. Is anybody else feeling that? Exhausted and heavy?
Many right now, anyone that you call energetically sensitive, has spent most of the year resting. This one, Amakota, meaning Karen, always so productive. It's just the physical body. Has to adapt to the energies. Amakosa and its if you are sensitive, that's why the practices have to be strong. There is planetary shifts. There's also lots of human-made things going on right now. The 5G, if you are sensitive, is affecting your body. Be kind to your body. Find, you are extremely powerful, but you still have a physical body.
It has changed so much in the last 6 months. I don't even recognize it when I look down. It's like, whose body elemental is this anyway?
Be kind to it. Again, ask for your apokusana being, your big soul. Slow down a little, or direct me to practices that will help me right now to clear the heaviness. And look in the mirror, every day, regardless, of the changes to your body, look in your light eyes, look at the light, in your eyes. Be very gentle. With the body, and your judgments. I should feel a different way right now. Instead, let it be into an invitation into presence. What does my body feel like this minute? What does my body need? It becomes a tool, in its whatever its experience, to bring you into presence. More and more presence. No judgment, no frustration. Or I see judgment. I am aware of frustration. What is happening right now?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Sue and here, maybe you can expand on my awareness, but Sue, much like Anne, the light language that you sing for others, sing it for yourself. Ignite
I
it.
forget to do this. I do it for everybody a lot. And I do forget to use these tools on myself because I'm so exhausted at the end of.
Well, but let me give you an easy tool to do that.
Please.
Look in the mirror, and whenever you look in the mirror, gift it to yourself for 1 minute. When you're brushing your teeth, through your light language, hum it. Anytime you see a reflection of you, just remember, oh, this is my love for me. This is love that is expressed through the divine for me. And as you fill your cup, you'll be able to fill the cups that much more easily. You already carry it. Remember the love.
Sorry, that was unexpected. He just did a clearing, Sue, for you. On some wiring that was getting in the way.
I
I
feel
think-
a blessing.
I think we all felt the clearing. Wow. Sue, thank you. See, in healing yourself, you healed all of us in so many ways. Thank you, loves.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get to our next caller because I want to get another one in before we get into the transmission. Karen, let's go to you now. Welcome, Karen. Hello, Karen. Can you find your unmute button?
Hello.
Hi, we can hear you now. Welcome.
Hi. I am so excited to be taken. Oh, wow. I've been listening to your show. I'm in Australia and I usually listen to the replays. I've never felt the energy that I'm feeling on this call. And I just wanted to acknowledge that and thank you for having me. My car has broken down. I'm sitting waiting for roadside assist. And if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here live. So I find that fascinating.
So what question?
Karen, there are many gifts like this in your world. The more you trust, things that look like this is a problem. May have a gift.
Clearly.
Do you have a specific question?
Not particularly, no. I'm in, I guess, a transition in my life and I can see things opening up in a very different way. I guess my question would be about art. I've just begun to paint and create collages and I really don't know where it's going, but I'm enjoying it.
You answered your own question. Are you enjoying it? Then enjoy it. Very abbreviated. The magic ball practice. We're going to take that joy. We don't have time, but when you feel that joy, bathe in it. When you feel anything, joy, light, fill yourself up. Then it doesn't matter if your art is Apakosana, respected by others. Amakota, if you like it. Asamakotana, it has given you the gift of joy. Amakasana. Opokotayana. Satayata. Apakotanaya. Amakota. Yes.
Oh, beautiful, Karen. Oh, you carried that joy so beautifully already in you. So it's just more of an ignition, giving it boosters, like rocket boosters, to give it permission for even more, and to play with it. And God, Karen, you really look like someone who's open to receiving so much love. So just blessings to you, and thank you for holding those codes and keys and transmissions for all of us. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, John.
Yes, thank you.
Karen.
Oh my goodness. Okay, y'all, the special offer, one more time, it's in the chat box. April's going to type it in again just to make it easy for everybody to find. You'll be able to schedule sessions, and sessions I think are as early as in the next couple of days. But anyway, book your sessions if you have the opportunity. Take advantage of the special offer. The replay will go out. Come back and listen. The feeling of home, the feeling is like you can just rest either in the innocence of the receiving or the wisdom of the council around the fire in communion with He-rith and those who are resonant with you, those that you remember as your brothers, your sisters, your tribe. Welcome home. Welcome home. Oh, we can't hear you right now, Karen.
Yes, it's he's showing that in each session it's unique. So for some people, their loved ones will come through, or angels, or some people end up being blessed by He-rith's tribe. So yeah, it's all very unique what comes through for you. So in the sessions,
Yes. And with that, y'all, I'm going to say goodnight, but I'm going to let He-rith finish with the process. So now I'm just going to, what a wonderful, beautiful call this evening. My heart is just so alive and vibrant and happy and feeling so much love. Thank each and every one of you for what you've provided to assist me to bring that into myself and to be able to reflect it out as well. And with that, He-rith and Karen, please, I'll leave you with the transmission, the final of this evening.
Everyone who's Amakota asked a question we didn't get to. Everyone on the call. Asaya, Osaya, Onaya, Asamakoya Tanayana Kotaya Sanayana Kiatata, Apayada Yana Kasanayana Kataya, Oya Tanayana Kiatana Katata Kotata, Yasanoko. Asoya, Otaya, Asaya, Naya, Taya, Tayana, Asanaya, Nokonaya, Apakosania Naketa Nokoa, Yepakosonaya, Yetoto Tanakaya. You are never alone. And you are always loved.
Asanya. Love and blessings, everyone. Good evening.